my friends. Welcome to God Focus this morning. The title of today's episode is Rare Coins, Peculiar People. Coins that become collector's items are often flawed. They are stamped off-center or a nickel on one side and a quarter on the other. In other words, they do not blend in and are considered worthless by most people. However, to the collector, they are a rare find and worth money. These coins cannot be used for currency, their original designed intention, because some would think it was a quarter and others would think it was a nickel with trim. It is too confusing to be used as currency. People at the mint would throw this item away. I'm sure all of us have been judged for a mistake, sin, or failure at some point in life, normally by someone who's as flawed as we are, but they think highly of themselves. Their superior attitude and judgmental spirit only adds to their failures. If you walk with Jesus, you're going to be misunderstood. You will not fit into the mold that society says you need to fit into. To some you will look like a nickel, and to others you will be a quarter, but to God you are the rare coin that collectors would seek out. God sees our worth even when we cannot. He sees others' worth when we cannot. I know people that do not think they're all that special, but they cannot see the talent, strength, and beauty that God has put within them. They feel like they are nothing. Think about it. If that rare coin had been stamped as a quarter on both sides, it would have been tossed about from person to person. During its life, it would end up on the ground in a parking lot waiting for someone to pick it up out of the rain. It would have ended up covered with soda in the bottom of a cup holder. All sorts of things would happen to it, not to mention all the different germs that it would encounter. But the rare coin, the one that is unusable, ends up being polished and placed in a box on a padded surface. The coin collector would open the box and make friends put on gloves before picking up the coin. Which one would you want to be? The perfectly normal coin or the rare coin? Romans says that all have sinned and fallen short of perfection. Only through Jesus can we be made perfect, because his blood makes up for the flaws and the imperfections. That blood makes us precious in God's sight. We have a choice to make. Will we take our experience and flaws and use them to further the kingdom? Can we learn from our mistakes and the mistakes of others who have fallen short? If we open our hearts and walk in humility before God, yes, we can. We have to have wisdom in this life too. Matthew 7:16 through 20. You shall know them by their fruits. Do men gather grapes of thorns or figs of thistles? Even so, every good tree bringeth forth fruit, but a corrupt tree bringeth forth evil fruit. A good tree cannot bring forth evil fruit, neither can a corrupt tree bring forth good fruit. Every tree that bringeth not forth good fruit is hewn down and cast into the fire. Wherefore, by their fruits ye shall know them. The world is too quick to criticize Christians for standing for the truth. They say we are judging others. Then they want to throw up scriptures about how we are to love people and to not judge. I agree that we are not to be judgmental and hold people's sins against them, which is hard sometimes. But with the Spirit of God, we can discern people's fruit. We are not judging an apple because it looks like an apple. That is just what it is because it came off of an apple tree. We're not judging people if they walk the walk and talk the talk of someone in sin. If that person has made things right with God, we cannot hold their past against them. But like I said before, we have to use wisdom. We would not put a person that has been in jail for robbing a bank in charge of church finances. That doesn't mean you don't accept them or even believe that they've changed. You're just removing temptation to return to their old ways. The flesh is weak sometimes. That is not being judgmental. That is using wisdom. The U.S. Mint sometimes will create a coin that is a limited number made. For example, the Sacagawea gold dollar. This limited number makes them more rare than the silver dollars. There are few in circulation because the average person has accepted that they are rare. They find value in keeping them because they are gold and few in number. To God we are like these coins. There is a small number of individuals that follow God with their whole heart. The remnant of people that are bold and brave. The remnant says, I will stand for Jesus if I have to stand alone. We own the fact that we have all sinned and fallen short. We also have given those sins to Jesus and been washed clean, which makes us not guilty of them any longer. 1 Peter 2, 9 and 10. But ye are a chosen generation, a royal priesthood, an holy nation, a peculiar people, that ye should show forth the praises of him who hath called you out of darkness into his marvelous light, which in times past were not a people, but are now the people of God, which had not obtained mercy, but now have obtained mercy. Google says the word peculiar in the Hebrew Old Testament means to shut up, as in wealth being closely shut up or protected. If a person owns something precious or valuable, they will treat it differently than the stuff that does not have so high a value. They will put it in a place where it cannot be stolen or damaged.
Deuteronomy 14 and 2. For thou art a holy people unto the Lord thy God, and the Lord hath chosen thee to be a peculiar people unto himself above all the nations that are upon the earth.
God had first chosen the children of Israel that he held precious unto himself. Israel is still the apple of God's eye. Then, through the blood of Jesus, the Gentiles were given the right to be a part of God's remnant, his chosen people. To God we are peculiar people, those that are precious and valuable. He has set us apart and protects us. This is something to think about the next time someone treats you differently because you don't fit into their mold. I can think of many individuals in the Bible that didn't fit the mold of religious people. These were the rare individuals that God used to transform their nations, people he used to lead their nation to the one true God. I'm asking God to make me like that rare coin. How about you? Thanks for watching. Until next time, be bold, be brave, and keep your God focus. Like, share, and subscribe for more encouragement. Have a wonderful day.